The geopolitical map of Europe has moved south, back to the Mediterranean, where Europe borders Africa and the Middle East. The Mediterranean has now begun to achieve a fluid classical coherence, uniting continents. But explaining this will take time. It involves philosophy, poetry, and landscape before I get to international relations. So bear with me. Never does Europe's pagan inheritance seem so sure of itself as at the entrance to this Christian church. The piazza, polished and lonely in the downpour, is dramatically reduced by a line of other buildings directly at my back. The longer I look, the more extraordinary the church becomes. Between the massive columns mounted on a high stylobate ledge are blind arcades guarding, in turn, a confidently deep triangular pediment. And within that triangular pediment is a lintel that anchors the whole facade. Form and proportion take over. In classical architecture, beauty is mathematical and equates with perfection. Passing through the door rather than a warm and embracing candlelit darkness, there is a shivery, pounding silence and the perpetual late afternoon light of an overcast day. I feel like ducking under the clouds. The loud echo of another pair of footsteps every few minutes reinforces my loneliness. A yawning marble floor overwhelms the meager rows of benches approaching the apse, rebuilt after the World War II bombing. The longer I sit here, the more vast and spare the marble becomes. The iron cold begins its assault. Instead of experiencing the splendor of egg tempera and oil, I am aware of the white limestone clarity of an archaeological ruin, one reconstructed by the early Renaissance. Rather than color, force and volume emanate from the flattened and compressed reliefs. The feast of limestone sculptures in the side chapels takes possession of me. Because of the limestone, these crowded and intricate figures, despite their energy, expressiveness, and flowing movement, achieve an abstract and theoretical intensity. This is art that makes you think as well as feel. I am not seeing just the art. I am seeing a path back to antiquity by way of late medieval city-states in which communal survival left little room for conventional morality. For beauty can often emerge from the celebration of power, making it a register of Europe's past, present, and future. The fat, swollen putti are all in a frenzy to no purpose. They celebrate the primal urge to life. The sculptor has represented them as sexuality incarnate. The reliefs emerge out of the gloom, all the more extraordinary because of the inadequate lighting in the side chapels. Though the figures are pressed into the wall, their partially robed musculatures burst forth in 3 dimensions, with only minimal carving by the sculptor, like poems that reveal whole universes with only a few words. Between the pilasters, along with the angels, there are the Roman gods, the signs of the zodiac, and the exalted humanized symbols of the arts, philosophy, history, rhetoric, and music. Here, Christianity is merely the final element of an accrued and vibrant civilization. Nothing concentrates the mind like semi-darkness and cold. These monastic surroundings give me much to think about, and the memory of many books to consider before I begin my journey in earnest. Outside, the sky is slammed shut as rain hammers the seaboard and clouds almost touch the water, like ink streaking down a canvas. My path to this church, this temple really, has been labyrinthine, in which memorable landscapes have led me to various historians and writers, and those historians and writers to more such. I must reference them all, because they are part of the story, as well as beautiful in their own right.